Welcome to my channel Starwire Daily. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates. Picture this. It's 11:47 p.m. and millions of Beliebers around the world are staring at their screens, refreshing Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music over and over again. Where is it? Where's the album that was supposed to drop 3 hours ago? The anticipation is suffocating. Social media is an absolute chaos. Hashtag #WhereIsSwag2 is trending worldwide, and Justin Bieber, well, he's gone completely silent. Welcome back to Starwire Daily, where we dive deep into the stories that matter in Hollywood. I'm your host, and tonight, we're unraveling one of the most dramatic album releases of the year. What started as a simple midnight drop turned into a 3-hour psychological thriller that had the entire music industry holding its breath. But here's the thing about Justin Bieber. Nothing is ever simple. And Swag 2, his highly anticipated follow-up to the underground hit that never officially existed, just proved that once again, the Biebs knows exactly how to keep us all on the edge of our seats. So what really happened during those missing 3 hours? Why did one of the biggest pop stars on the planet leave his fans hanging in digital limbo? And more importantly, was this delay a calculated move? Or did something go terribly wrong behind the scenes? Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain on a release that's already being called the most chaotic album drop since Frank Ocean's Blonde. We got insider details, industry whispers, and the kind of behind-the-scenes drama that only happens when Justin Bieber is involved. Let me take you back to where this all began. 3 weeks ago, Justin posted a cryptic black and white photo on Instagram. No caption, just him sitting in what looked like a recording studio, wearing that signature smirk we all know so well. The comments section exploded instantly. New music? Is this it? Please tell me this is Swag 2. You see, Swag 2 isn't just any album. It's become something of a legend in the Belieber community. Whispered about in fan forums, referenced in leaked voice memos, and teased in late-night Instagram stories that disappeared by morning. For months, it existed in this strange space between reality and fantasy. Too real to ignore, too elusive to confirm. But let's talk about what Swag really represents in Justin's artistic journey. The original Swag, if we can call it that, was more of a concept than an actual release. A collection of unreleased tracks, freestyle sessions, and experimental sounds that showcased a rawer, more vulnerable side of an artist who'd been carefully packaged for mass consumption for over a decade. Industry insiders tell us that Justin had been sitting on this material for years. Songs written during his darkest moments, melodies crafted in hotel rooms at 3 a.m., lyrics that were too honest, too real for the mainstream market. This wasn't the Justin Bieber of chart-topping hits and carefully choreographed performances. This was Justin Bieber unfiltered. Which brings us to last Tuesday. The announcement came not through his usual channels, not through his team, but through a simple tweet at 2:17 a.m., Swag 2, this Friday. Midnight. That's it. 11 words that sent shockwaves through the music world. Record executives scrambled. Streaming platforms prepared for a traffic surge that could potentially crash their servers. Radio programmers clear their schedules. And fans, well, fans did what they do best. They lost their minds completely. But here's where the story gets interesting, because according to our sources close to the Bieber camp, even his own team was caught off guard. This wasn't part of any marketing strategy. This wasn't a coordinated campaign months in the making. This was Justin Bieber making a decision that would affect millions of people, and he made it alone in his home studio at 2 in the morning. Friday arrives. The countdown begins. Social media is electric with anticipation. Hashtag Swag 2 is trending in over 40 countries. Spotify creates a dedicated playlist. Apple Music sends push notifications to every user. The music industry is watching because when Justin Bieber moves, the entire landscape shifts. Midnight strikes on the East Coast. Nothing. Fans refresh their apps. Still nothing. West Coast midnight comes and goes. The same silence. Then 1 a.m., 2 a.m. By 3 a.m., panic is setting in. This is where our story takes a turn that nobody saw coming. At exactly 3:23 a.m. Eastern Time, Justin's Instagram story lights up with a single message: technical difficulties. The journey isn't always smooth. Stay with me. Technical difficulties. Two words that would spawn 1,000 conspiracy theories. Was it really technical problems, or was something deeper happening? Our entertainment industry sources suggest it might have been a combination of both. Here's what we've been able to piece together from multiple insider accounts. The album was ready. It had been uploaded to all major platforms. The release schedule was locked in. But sometime around 11 p.m. on Thursday night, Justin made a decision that changed everything. According to someone very close to the situation, and we can't reveal their identity for obvious reasons, Justin was having second thoughts. Not about the music itself, but about the timing. About whether the world was ready for this level of vulnerability from him. About whether he was ready to be this exposed. You have to understand, Swag 2 isn't just another album. It's a confession. Track after track of raw emotion, unfiltered thoughts, and the kind of honesty that makes you feel like you're reading someone's diary. Songs about his struggles with fame, his relationship with Hailey, his journey with mental health, and yes, even references to his past relationships that have fans analyzing every lyric for hidden meanings. But this is where the story becomes beautiful, because what happened next shows us exactly who Justin Bieber has become as an artist and as a person. Instead of scrapping the release, instead of playing it safe, he made a choice that was both brave and brilliant. He decided to add something to the album. In those 3 hours of delay, while millions of fans waited and worried, Justin was in a studio recording what would become the album's final track, 3 a.m. Thoughts. A completely unplanned stream of consciousness piece about the very moment he was living through. The album finally dropped at exactly 3:47 a.m. Eastern Time, and when it did, it was unlike anything anyone expected. 17 tracks of pure, unfiltered Justin Bieber. No auto-tune hiding imperfections. No overproduced beats masking raw emotion. Just an artist sharing his truth with the world. The opening track, Midnight Never Came, starts with the actual sounds of Justin refreshing his phone, checking the time, the same nervous energy his fans were feeling. It's meta, it's brilliant, and it's completely authentic to who he is right now. Track 2, Hailey's Lullaby, is an acoustic love letter that had fans crying before the first chorus hit. It's intimate in a way that makes you feel like you shouldn't be listening, but you can't stop. The production is minimal. Just Justin's voice, a guitar, and the kind of emotional honesty that reminds you why he became a global phenomenon in the first place. But it's track 7, Sorry, Not Sorry, that's already being called the most controversial song of his career. Without mentioning names, Justin addresses his past relationships, his mistakes, and his growth in a way that's both apologetic and defiant. It's the sound of someone who's done apologizing for becoming who they needed to become. The middle section of the album takes us through Justin's darkest moments. Hotel Room Confessions is particularly haunting, a song reportedly written during his 2019 breakdown, finally seeing the light of day. The lyrics are devastating. Room service can't deliver what I'm really hungry for / another city, another stage, but I'm still keeping score / of all the ways I've lost myself and trying to be more. What's fascinating about Swag 2 is how it functions as both a sequel and a conclusion. If the mythical original Swag was about a young man struggling with fame, Swag 2 is about a grown man who's made peace with his demons. The evolution is stunning, and you can hear it in every note. Track 13, Belieber, is Justin's direct conversation with his fans. It's part apology, part love letter, part promise. He acknowledges the journey they've been on together, the times he's let them down, and his commitment to being worthy of their continued support. When he sings, "You believed in me when I couldn't believe in myself," there isn't a dry eye in the house. The album's penultimate track, Ghost of Yesterday, features what industry insiders are calling some of the most mature songwriting of Justin's career. It's a meditation on growth, forgiveness, and the person he used to be. The production, handled primarily by Justin himself with minimal outside input, is sparse and haunting. It's the sound of an artist who's finally found his voice. And then we reach that final track, 3 a.m. Thoughts. Recorded literally while his fans were waiting for the album. It's a real-time documentation of an artist's anxiety, excitement, and ultimate decision to trust his audience with his truth. I kept you waiting, he sings, because I was waiting to / for the courage to show you / who I really am when the lights go down / and the world stops spinning around. The reaction has been unlike anything we've seen in recent memory. Within 6 hours of release, Swag 2 broke streaming records on every major platform. But more than the numbers, it's the emotional response that's truly remarkable. Fans aren't just listening to these songs, they're experiencing them. Social media is flooded with videos of people crying, laughing, and sharing their own stories inspired by Justin's vulnerability. Music critics, who have often dismissed Justin's work as manufactured pop, are struggling to categorize this album. Rolling Stone called it a masterclass in emotional honesty. Pitchfork, never known for their kindness to pop stars, gave it their first perfect score for a mainstream artist in over 5 years. Even the New York Times weighed in, calling Swag 2 the album we never knew we needed from an artist we thought we had figured out. But perhaps the most telling response has come from other artists. Chance the Rapper tweeted simply, "This is what bravery sounds like." Taylor Swift, putting aside years of complicated history, shared her favorite track on her Instagram story. Even Kanye West, never one to praise contemporary pop music, posted a lengthy Instagram caption about artistic evolution and authenticity. The delay, which initially seemed like a crisis, has become part of the album's mythology. Those 3 hours of uncertainty, of fans waiting in digital darkness, created a shared experience that bonded the Belieber community in a way that no marketing campaign ever could. There's something poetic about the whole situation. In an era of instant gratification, of albums dropping without warning and disappearing just as quickly from the cultural conversation, Justin forced the world to wait, to sit with anticipation, to remember what it feels like to truly want something. And when Swag 2 finally arrived, it felt like a gift. Not just another product in the endless stream of content, but something precious, something earned through patience and faith. The album's success goes beyond commercial metrics, though the numbers are staggering. Within 48 hours, every track had entered the Billboard Hot 100. Midnight Never Came, hit number 1 in 17 countries. The album itself is projected to debut at the top of the Billboard 200 with the largest first-week sales of Justin's career. But the real victory is artistic. Swag 2 represents a complete artistic rebirth for Justin Bieber. It's the album that transforms him from a pop star into an artist, from a celebrity into a storyteller, from someone who makes music into someone who makes art. The 3-hour delay, initially seen as a problem, has become the perfect metaphor for Justin's entire career journey. Sometimes the best things come to those who wait. Sometimes the most beautiful art emerges from moments of uncertainty. Sometimes an artist needs to disappear for a few hours to remember who they really are. As I wrap up tonight's deep dive into one of the year's most significant album releases, I can't help but think about what this means for Justin Bieber's legacy. Swag 2 isn't just a collection of songs. It's a statement of artistic maturity, emotional growth, and creative independence. In those 3 hours of digital silence, while the world waited and wondered, Justin Bieber wasn't just fixing technical problems. He was putting the finishing touches on his masterpiece. He was making sure that when his voice finally reached his fans, it would be completely, authentically, undeniably his own. The boy who once sang about puppy love has become a man, creating art about human complexity. The artist who once relied on teams of writers and producers has found the confidence to trust his own voice. The celebrity who once seemed manufactured has revealed himself to be remarkably, beautifully real. Swag 2 is more than just an album. It's proof that sometimes the longest journeys lead to the most extraordinary destinations. And sometimes the wait is worth it. That's our deep dive into the chaotic, beautiful, and ultimately triumphant release of Justin Bieber's Swag 2. If this story of artistic evolution and late-night vulnerability resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What's your favorite track from the album? Did the 3-hour delay make the release feel more special to you? And if you're as fascinated by these behind-the-scenes stories of your favorite artists as I am, make sure to subscribe to Starwire Daily. We're here every week, bringing you the stories that matter, the details that get overlooked, and the human moments that remind us why we fell in love with these artists in the first place. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a story. And remember, in a world of instant everything, sometimes the most beautiful moments are worth waiting for. Until next time, keep believing in the magic of music, and keep watching this space for all the stories that shape the soundtrack of our lives.